Green Organic Love, and I am on location at Lowe's. I came here to look at some different options as far as trellises go, and throughout this crisis it seems like there is some slim pickings. So let's take a look at the different types of trellis that they have available. So this is one different kind, and they range as far as pricing goes. They have wood arbors, and they have, which is a trellis too. This particular one is called a fan trellis. It's the smaller version, and the price is average. This one is about $10.98. Let's see. This is also called a fan trellis. It's made of metal, and that's pretty typical when you see the fan trellis. You'll either have metal or wooden. There's some different ones. There's some ones that are missing here. They have what's called a ladder trellis. Those are the ones you see that most of us are making. I wasn't gifted with that sort of skill. I don't have that skill set to be able to make a trellis. So they also have what's called a frame square wood trellis, but they're out of those. Let me see. Here is what's called a dragonfly trellis. These are the decorative type trellis that you see in some gardens. So as you can see, there are a variety of different ones. Some are direct decorative and some are not so much. That's another kind of trellis. Let's go back and see some other different kinds, like the caged tomato cage trellis as well. Now they have them in different colors. These are the tomato cages that can be used. They don't have to be used for tomatoes. They can be used for squash, tomatoes, peppers, anything that needs some assistance or you want to vertically grow. I just got 3 of these. I love them. You can open them or use them in the square. And once I get home, I'll be able to show you guys exactly how I'm using it. But this is what's available at Lowe's. Okay, you guys, we'll be right back and I'll show you what's going on at home. And I just wanted to tell you what I have on the land as far as trellises go. I'm gonna start over here on this side. I did purchase about 4 of these panels that I just showed you at Lowe's. These seem to be pretty stable. I'm gonna use them here in this garden for some green beans, and also going to be using them to trellis up my, I'll show you over here. To trellis, I have this already dug up, just waiting for the plants to mature. And this is where I soil in the area that I amended. Let me give you a better view. I already dug up some of it. I'm just waiting for the squash plants that I'm gonna put over here. They're gonna be yellow crooked neck squash and zucchini squash that I'm gonna be planting in this area, along with my colored corn. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the corn to mature so that I can put it in these red cages that I already have in place. I also have put more of the tomato towers over here, but you can use them differently. You could either, I like the flexibility in the tomato tower trellis because you could stretch it all the way out, or you could put it like this, that like I have it. This is 2 link. You can also link them together and use as many as you want to, and you just kind of, I got a mallet so that I could get them into the ground a little bit deeper for stability. But I put these in just for the squash because last year I didn't get them in soon enough or in any kind of a trellis, and it was just laying over the ground, and I really didn't like that because I had to search and dig for the vegetable. I have 2 of the tomato caters on each side of this because I do have the colored corn. I don't have a lot of it, and so because I ordered that from Amazon, and I just kind of want to pamper what I got. So if I get a little bit closer, you can see that I found these little small fan trellises, and so for this I'm using it for these peas, and I put 2 in 1 because it's big enough, so their peas will trellis up this 2 of the small fan trellises put together. Over here you will also see that the smaller the container, I only need 1, and there in a bigger container there's 2. Now we're gonna go over to some different kind of trellises that I have in the garden as well. In this area I have on this dinosaur kale, it's just one of these tiki light post things that people use to in the citronella area for their garden, to flame it up to keep the mosquitoes away. I use that to trellis this up. So you can really use anything to trellis, but I'm just showing you some examples of what I have here. I purchased this from the marketplace on Facebook last year. It's just a bed post, a queen size bed post that I found. This is also just, I got it from, I believe this is called the ladder trellis, and I got this from Walmart, and it was just called a heavy duty frame plant support. Also behind that, these are also called ladder trellises, and these were here on the property when I moved in. So let's come over here and I'll show you some other stuff that I'm using to trellis. You will see those 2 chairs. I'm using that. And there's one over there, one over there. Those round arches I will be using to trellis up these sweet potatoes. Right here, I purchased this large fan trellis from Lowe's, like I showed you earlier. Also last year I also purchased this. I got it from Lowe's as well, and it's one of the decorative trellises that they had there. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it in this growing season, but I will figure it out. I just making room for it in another spot. The trellises that I'm using, I want to try to cover some of the things that I'm gonna use in the summer for shade cloth. So this is just a sheer curtain from Walmart that I purchased. I purchased several of them at different times, and I put one of the posts in here to hold it up, and what's under there is my greens. Also, yeah, so I'll be using that throughout. I have one right here too, same thing, different color, a sheer, just the shade. The sun is pretty out bright today, so I just brought them back out again, and it's just to cover up the watermelon that I have in there. Over here you will also see the same thing. There's shade on the patio, and so they still need sun, so I don't have it on it all, you know, on the whole thing. I still want them to have some sun, but that direct sunlight will is not good for the plant, especially if it's blazing hot. It'll kill it. And that was one of the main issues that I had last year, was things dying, not being covered or shaded. So that is gonna do it. Oh, one more thing. So what I did last week was I just sat here over the course of the day from sunrise to sunset to see where the sun was at different times of the day. And so you do well to make sure that you know where the sun is setting, and then you can cover accordingly. So for example, when these peas right here were smaller than they are now, and I felt like the direct sunlight was just a little bit too much for them, I would put the shade cloth over them at a certain portion of the day. So I believe it's early morning that the sun is really bright in this particular area. So I would just bring one of those sheer curtains over here and use it as a shade cloth and just cover that whole thing so it wouldn't have direct sunlight. And the same thing is what I'm doing right now over here on this patio with this greens, and over there with the greens that are also over there. Everybody knows who've been following me for some time the difficulty that I've had in growing collards. And so that is what I'm doing now, is protecting the investment. So that's gonna do it for today, everybody. Oh yeah, so it's not gonna do it for today. I am going to actually be coming back to show you, by request from Try It, Buy It, Make It, Sell It. She wanted me to give a complete tutorial on how I plant my seeds. Now, one of the things that you will find, I'm going to be right back to do that, but one of the things that you will find, Try It, Buy It, Make It, Sell It, is everybody is different. It all depends on your growing zone and your growing conditions. And you do well to just keep trying things. So even if I give you a step-by-step tutorial on how I do it here, it's what's working for me. So you might mock the whole thing and it still might not work for you, because that's what I did at first. I wasn't paying attention to my growing zone and I was just copying someone else. So you do well to look at us all, know where your growing zone is, and more mock the people that are closest to you in your own growing zone. But also still experiment. Experimentation is everything. Take a few seeds, do it a certain way. Take a few other seeds and do them a totally different way. So I'll be right back to show you exactly how I plant my seeds.